Dr. Dalal Akoury is an oncologist, global speaker, published author, founder and president of Integrative Advanced Medicine Institute, IAMI, and AWAREmed Advanced Integrative Medical Clinics. She was just recently selected for IAOTP's Lifetime Achievement Award and for the Empowered Woman Award by the International Association of Top Professionals, IAOTP, for her outstanding proficiency and innovation to her profession and industry. With close to 4 decades of professional experience within almost 40 different hospitals, Dr. Akoury has certainly proven herself as a results-oriented physician and oncologist. Her specialties and certifications are remarkable, and she is licensed in 4 U.S. states. She is the founder and owner of Integrative Advanced Medicine Institute, IAMI, AWAREmed Advanced Integrative Medical Clinic, and is the director of the Wellness U program. Dr. Akoury's key areas of expertise include medical and holistic treatments for integrative cancer therapy, such as insulin, potentiation therapy, IPT, and IPTLD, and cancer prevention and nutritional needs. Other treatments offered include hormonal balancing, bioidentical hormone replacement, weight loss and weight management, diabetes care, addiction recovery, Wellness U lifestyle modifications, heart disease recovery programs, restoration from mood disorders, comprehensive programs for chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, and Lyme disease treatment. Dr. Akoury is fellowship trained in integrative oncology and also anti-aging functional and regenerative medicine, where she holds a diplomat status. She attended the American College for Advancement in Medicine, ACAM, the American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine, A4M, and the Institute for Functional Medicine, IFM. She is a graduate of Applying Functional Medicine in Clinical Practice, AFMCP, and also graduated her fellowship for Anti-Aging and Functional Medicine, FAAFM. She holds a master's degree in public health and has over 25 years of experience in emergency medicine, pediatrics, and pediatric hematology and oncology. Dr. Akoury's impressive repertoire of roles have included performing research for leukemia at the CDC and the effects of smoking at LSUMC Shreveport. She also held several fellowships in pediatrics and pediatric hematology and oncology, which she was previously board certified in. Dr. Akoury was formerly board certified in emergency medicine and practiced as an emergency room physician for over 20 years. In addition to her successful career, Dr. Akoury has made appearances in the media on Fox TV, NBC News, and Carolina Today. She is a prominent speaker who has guided and trained other doctors and health professionals at over 20 conferences in 6 different languages, including Arabic, English, French, Spanish, and limited Greek and German. Dr. Akoury is the author of a book on GI health and the publisher of 8 medical research papers. She also has a patent pending for restorative skin cream. Throughout her illustrious career, Dr. Akoury has received numerous awards and accolades. She has been recognized worldwide for her excellence in patient care and ethical medical practices. For 2021, she will be featured on the famous Reuters building in Times Square, New York City. She will be honored at IAOTP's 2021 Annual Awards Gala, being held at the Plaza Hotel in New York City, for her selection for IAOTP's Lifetime Achievement Award, Empowered Woman Award, and as Top Oncologist of the Year. Dr. Akoury was previously chosen as Top Oncologist in 2017 by the Doctor's Choice Awards. Looking back, Dr. Akoury attributes her success to her intense drive to promote health and wellness to everyone at every stage of life. Her lifelong experiences as a doctor have inspired others to lead healthier lifestyles by combining health and medicine together with spirituality. Working closely with each patient, she is able to provide the utmost quality of care with her unique sensitivity. When not working, she enjoys traveling and spending time with her family. For the future, she hopes to continue to make a difference in people's lives any way she can. For more information on Dr. Dalal Akoury, please visit www.awaremed.com.
Well, thanks again, Doctor, for having the time to have a chat with me, and I'm very grateful to finally meet you. I heard a lot of great things about you.
Oh, what a pleasure.
Yeah, fantastic, wonderful, Doctor. Look, I wanted to, as we were starting, I wanted to ask you, you have a very unique reason why you became a doctor, and I wanted to know how all it started, and what was the driving reason for you to become a doctor?
Well, can you see me well? Is the lighting
Yes.
good? Are you sure?
It's good. Yes.
Okay. I don't need to do anything to make it better.
No, you're great, doctor. You look great.
Okay, so I was 17 when when my dad passed away. I was 15 when he was diagnosed with cancer of the pancreas. At the time, I really had no idea what my dad had, but he was a very powerful man. He was very dear to my heart, and he was an engineer. I wanted to be like him. And he became so sick and became very meek, and then started getting yellow and moaning and just didn't look good. And I was the oldest of four. And that was, for me, it was the most devastating moment of my life, is to see my dad, whom I loved so much, die in front of my own eyes from cancer of the pancreas. And that really was a driving force for me. It was driving me to become the person I am today. I wanted to find a cure for cancer. As a child, as a young adult at the time, I wanted to find a cure for cancer. I wanted to do something. And I became very responsible. And I became responsible for my mom, my sisters, and my brother. I was the oldest of four. My heart was telling me I got to do something. And because of that, I changed my major and my ideas of becoming an engineer, nuclear engineer like my father. I ended up being a doctor because of my father. When I was a doctor in Egypt, I didn't see that I was able to reach the results I wanted. I wanted to find a cure. So I made massive sacrifices. I really did whatever it took. One of the major sacrifices I did in my life was to leave my two young children at home in Egypt. My youngest was less than a year old, and my oldest was 2.5 years old when I left them both in Egypt. I did not see them for 1.5 years. So when my oldest son was 5 almost, and my youngest was almost 2.5, is when I ended up seeing them. I missed my baby first and second birthday, which is really the most painful thing I've ever done. And 1.5 years later, I reunite with the kids, and it was a great thing, but it was painful too, because the children did not know me, did not want to be around me for that long. And then everything went away and we became family again. But I've never forgotten my purpose. And my purpose, I was purpose driven, and I could not change my mind. I just wanted to find a cure for cancer. And that one led to many things. It led me to go to pediatric treatment, medicine, and then led me to do pediatric oncology. And that led me to see that the answer to cancer was not sufficient in the traditional Western medicine approach alone. That made me investigate other resources to add to my repertoire of things to do. That included homeopathy, that included spirit, mind, body medicine, that included food as medicine, that included laughter as medicine. So then I trained in many, many modalities and many, many specialties in order for me to reach where I am. I became so driven, and I took no for an answer. No, I never took no for an answer. And honestly, because I was purpose driven, I was honestly virtually unstoppable. So every obstacle only made me stronger. And I don't know how to explain that or teach that or explain it. But really, if you're driven by purpose that is bigger than you, you become unstoppable.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. You mentioned a couple of things that not many people is willing to do, and that is to pay a price, in order to help a lot of other people for a greater cause. You truly have done it. Myself, I dealt with brain cancer, and I know the impact that creates in the family, in the inner circle. And some of the reasons that I struggle a lot was, one of them, stress and depression, and you're very big in that area. I wanted to ask you, how important is the mental state for a patient and for the family when they go through the process themselves?
You have no idea. You hit the nail on the head. Stress, emotional resilience, emotional power, comfort, trust, working through the process is number one key. Number one key to find calm in chaos. And I admire you for taking the leaps you've taken. You are unstoppable as well. And that's when I will tell you, when cancer become a teacher, you become a master, okay? So cancer was your biggest teacher on the planet. So you can master anything after that. Now, because you had brain cancer, it created a tremendous amount of inflammation in the center of the brain. And brain is everything. But because of your resilience, because of your desire to live, because of the love you had for you and for your family and the love that your family had in you, you made it through cancer and more. That is what I call power. And that comes from your mission on the planet is way bigger than you. When it is, nothing ever stops you.
Absolutely, I completely agree with you. And one of the things that I wanted to ask you is that we see people struggling through health conditions, but I think one of the biggest triggers of any disease is stress alone, correct? And over the last couple of decades, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, the medicine has shifted from dealing with the issue, with the symptoms, to preventive medicine, like a combination of so many different things: nutrition, sleep, your state of mind. And in my case, I dealt with something that was an addiction to the opioids while I was going through the process. And that was something really, really difficult for me, because it not only impacted my personality, but also impacted everyone around me. And in many different cases, I thought of probably committing suicide in many instances. And now that I look back, first of all, I'm very grateful to have a great team around me. I'm very grateful to not only do to find the resources that could complement everything in my process to the recovery. So yes. I wanted to ask you, especially since you're in this area and you're one of the top oncologists of the United States, recognized multiple times, how important is nowadays dealing with overall health, nutrition, spiritually, mentally, everything in that aspect?
Well, you have really what we need to do, you and I, is really to have continuous conversation. Because what you're talking about is really something very important. Cancer is not a disease that affects one person. Not only affects the family, not only affects it really has a tremendous effect on the whole system. It changes you from being the person you're supposed to be to a person who at times may have desperation, at times may have no hope, at times may have to resort to opiates or things to just get over this, because your mind is trying to really get over it. So at times you want to forget you're living, and opiates is a way to be dead, like the Walking Dead, and that's what opiate does. So in order for us to forget and forgive and ignore the pain we had, the emotional pain, the financial pain, the psychological pain, the bullying pain, the everything, we sometimes resort to way to become walking deads. And when we start waking up, it's painful from the walking deads. And that is when you start thinking and considering and contemplating suicide. So you have approached something very serious that we maybe are just skimming through today. But really, it's more than that. It's way more than just nutrition and exercise and meditation. It's like you're stuck with thunder and you don't know what to do. You know, it's a hurricane and you're trying to find peace in a hurricane, find comfort in a hurricane, or find comfort in a tornado. It's just very hard. So at times people want to die, sleeping, like sleep it off. But guess what? Not only did you overcome cancer, but you also overcome addiction. Not only did you overcome cancer and addiction, but now you have a voice that is huge to try hold hands with people who are desperately needing for you, Diego, and for me, and for many of us. So I am very, very, very blessed and honored to be with you. You know, I wanted to answer you and talk with you a lot, but now I feel like it's our fate. We're driven together to make something bigger that changes and transforms many lives. So definitely, I am very grateful that I met you personally. I congratulate you with every bit of my heart for being a champ, overcoming.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Yeah. So, yes, food is medicine. Exercise is medicine. Laughter is medicine. And yes, it does turn on genes and turn off genes. So you and me and every single one listening to us today have a choice to turn the wrong gene or the right gene. It's all your decision. Whatever decision you make is either going to get you to sail through and succeed and your health becomes your wealth, or it's going to take you to a demise. And we have 100% control over that.
Absolutely, Doctor. Thank you very much. And through my path, and obviously through your path, you've seen the importance of having a mentor, having a coach, having someone who can guide you. In my case, I was very lucky to have a lot of people surrounding me, but it wasn't easy for me to accept that I needed those people. You now run a very successful couple of businesses. You're recognized, but I wanted to ask you, how important is to have the right mentor in order to get ahead in life?
It's the difference between night and day. Is between taking 100 years to get from point A to point B, or making leaps from point A to point Y and Z. So people can make a choice. Either do it on your own or learn from other people, wins and mistakes. And that's really important to know. And it's a very hard job to find the right mentor. And you may go through a couple of mentors, 3, 4, 5, 6 coaches before you get to the one that really can turn on your genes and turn on your motor. You know, some of them, they have to be the right key to that engine. So finding the right coach is the promise to the promised land.
Thank you very much. I know we are very limited with time, and I wanted to end up our conversation today by asking you the following questions. Where do you see we're currently in a moment where there is a lot of suffering in the world. We're in a moment where there is a lot of in lack of words, in a very difficult, unique situation in time. And if people are looking for guidance, where can they contact you in terms of what you do for addiction, for mental health, for health in general? I know that you are an advocate for women's health. And for me, my biggest engine has been my wife, who believe in me. And I know the importance of all these aspects, but I wanted to ask you, if people want to know and would like to reach out to you, how can they reach out to you, doctor?
Well, they can, my website is called AWAREmed.com. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm Clubhouse. I am really speaking all over. My cell number can be reached 843-957-1196. You can call the office. Follow my lead, listen to me, talk with me. I have a podcast, it's called I Am Health is Wealth. I believe in that. I believe that I am, which is you are, I am. Each one of us, you am. So you have to say, I am health and wealth. You are health is wealth. Everyone is I am. And put your mask on first. Be ready to be you. Be ready to be a successful you. Invest in you. Don't ever worry about how much you're investing in yourself. The more you invest in you, the more you become productive. The more you invest in your land and your lawn and your farm, the more productive your land, your farm is. It is all about investing. It's not spending money. Spending money is waste. Investing is something you do with smartness, with wisdom. So invest in you. I do training to doctors. I do training to people or healpreneurs who want to open clinics all over. I feel I'm in a different phase in my life, which now I reached a mastery stage where I need to be able to share the knowledge and share the light and share the wisdom that I've learned along the way. And that's one of my biggest missions, is to share the information, share the results, share the approaches, share the systems, share the financial wisdom that I've been learning over the year. The other thing is to provide service to patients who do need me. But I do telehealth still. I train nurses, nurse practitioners, medical assistants. I train people to have clinics or med spas or establishments that are similar to mine, that restores the spirit, the mind, and the body with nutrition and exercise and meditation and supplements and food and along with intravenous stuff and oxygens and all that. So I wish I'd answered your questions.
Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. Yes. Dr. Dalal Akoury, it's been a pleasure to have you on. And I hope we can talk a little bit more later on. I know you're a very busy individual, and thank you for taking time of your day to spend with me.
You know, Diego, it's been truly an honor and a blessing for me. And I am going to be very grateful to you, and very, very, very grateful that JT Fox has introduced us to each other and asked you to personally interview me. I have a lot of respect for JT. I believe he has given a lot of himself to help lots of people really get to have their voice really well heard. Thank you again, Diego. That was a pleasure.
Thank you very much, Doctor.